So when it comes to warming up, chest is the lift which I'll warm up the most. Like for arms, I mean, if the first set of arms is going to be push downs, you know, I'll sit here, do some push downs. That's it. You know, legs, the first thing I warm up with is just light hamstring curls, a little bit of calf raises, but I just kind of increase weight until I'm ready. But chest is the only lift where I'll actually warm up my accessory body parts very directly. So I know when I do these heavy pressing, my triceps are going to come into play. So I want to make sure they're warm. So I just start with some single arm push downs. You know, I know my rotator cuff is going to be a fucking, not necessarily compromised, but definitely a dangerous position. I mean, I never hurt my shoulders doing back or doing arms. Every time I've ever kind of fucked them up and like left the gym with a crunchy fucking rotator cuff, it's been doing chest. So I always do some rear delt activations, you know, rotator cuff activations. And then once those two sort of parts of me are warm, I'll do a little bit of chest flies here, just kind of warm up chest. Of course, I'm about to go hit it. And then I'll start doing, you know, a plate for a few reps, 2 for a few reps, 3 for a few reps. And then by the time I'm fully warm, I feel confident doing a pretty crazy amount of weight, even though it's only my first set. But these warm-up sets are not fatiguing. I'm not wearing myself out right now. All I'm doing is prepping myself to be able to, you know, move upwards of a couple 100 pounds without incident. I think that's the goal of every lift. But I'm gonna sit here for maybe 5-10 more minutes or so, and then we can go over to either barbell or Smith. Well, looks like I predicted that right in the car. Yeah, 6 reps is just below what I would want to do. Let's drop it to 3 1/4 and do another one. That was still a good set, but typically I like the 8 to 12 range for something really heavy. Jump the gun just a little. Okay. That was good. That was pretty good. I kind of lost tension for a second on one of those reps and just fucking dropped it on myself. Oh, when it comes to the negative, you know, I'm not necessarily the perfect example of someone to watch, but that is a portion of the rep. You know, I do not want to do all my reps. Push it up, drop it. Push it up, drop it. No, it's like, I do want relatively constant tension. That was just a little bit of fault on my side. But I think that's enough on incline bench. Very satisfied with it. So let's go move on to fucking some kind of cable something. Top to bottom cable press. So I've seen this before in a way that kind of, I don't want to say upsets me, but perplexes me just a touch. Because you got to think, if you're doing a cable press and you're like standing out here like this, then all of the force that you're putting into your fucking hands, you're also putting into your fucking feet. So it's like you're pushing up against a wall. So whenever I do like you know, flies or cable presses unless I'm doing them like here, so I don't have to worry about balancing. I always want to just bend over so that even though I'm pushing against my body, gravity is kind of keeping me in the same spot. You know, the last thing I want to do is do a movement where I have to focus really heavily on my balance. You know, that's why I do face pulls laying down, because otherwise I'd have to sit here and fucking, you know, be off balance like that. It just seems silly to me. So bent over cable presses, moderate weight, and I'm really trying to focus on a pretty good stretch, but especially squeezing just as hard as I freaking can. Of all the pec movements I do, nothing burns the most, or nothing burns as much as these cable presses. This gym used to have a machine that was just like this. It was a fucking seat right here with two cable arms. Somebody must have broke it doing something stupid. But, dude, I do want to do one more. I'll do some cable flies. Different machine, because I want the handles to be much wider when I do a set of flies, because I want a full extension. But let's get over there. All right, so it is just about time for my patent pending finisher for chest. I pretty much always finish with this little superset. So heavy set of flies first, you know, something where by the time you get to rep 10, you can't touch your hands anymore, and then just, you know, bust out some partials. Then I'm gonna flip around and drop the weight by like, I don't know, maybe 30, 40%. And instead of doing flies like this, standing, I'll bend over and do them like this. Almost more of a decline fly. I mean, I guess the basic logic on why I like it is it pretty much just always puts the finishing touches on the pump. Solid squeeze from the flies, so of course I'm gonna get pumped up. But that second set, or the second portion, here I'm focusing on just a huge stretch. Like honestly, when I get to the top, I feel like I'm not even trying to like hold the weight up. I feel like just the tension of my pecs is stopping the weight from moving upwards. But after this, man, we're done. And we can go check out what kind of craziness lies beneath this flannel cutoff. fully pumped. Let's go check it out. Let's go see what's going on. All right, so that was just 5 sets for chest. And I mean, let's just judge off the pump, but I am more than satisfied. Ooh. That was a quick lift. I mean, I think that only took me like, what, 30 minutes? I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no merit to a lift with more volume than that, but if you're in here for like 2 hours just doing one muscle group, I mean, come on, man. I think you gotta hit it a little harder than that, you know. But let's see what we're looking like. Oh. Oh my goodness. When it comes to scratching my back, that's a classic comment. How the fuck does Sam scratch his back? Well, mid-back, I gotta use the bear method, just fucking rub up against something. But if I got something on my traps, I can kind of, you know, reach up here and get at it. Fucking hell. What else is there to say apart from just fucking checking out the pump? Oh my goodness. So this morning was 248.6, and that's after about 3 weeks of pretty much just eating as much as I want, you know, 4-ish thousand calories. I gotta start getting up to like, you know, 5,000, actually making sure I hit it on a day-to-day basis. Because as this bulk progresses, if I have one day, like let's say a month from now, where I only get in, you know, to even 3,000 calories, I'm gonna drop like 2 pounds, and then I'm gonna be playing catch up for the next 2 days to, you know, fill back up with all those carbs and glycogen. So, gotta stay on top of this shit, man. Gotta freaking stay on top of this stuff. But let's just get in the car and freaking roll. Chest complete to satisfaction.